50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 3 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Commentors from Kazkaban. Everyone, welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Sam Garlep is here.
Sorry, guys. Excuse me. Didn't mean to do that. There was something that happened off air, and
I burped before, and we started again.
Mike did do an intro where he burped in the middle of it, and it was so.
And
funny.
I was like, "Oh, we should probably start again."
So funny.
I'm so chaotic heading into my 30s.
Oh
what
my
God. What are you like with burping?
No, I mean, I guess I burp a little bit.
Yeah. You're a burpy boy.
But I think I don't. They're not so uncontrollable. They make a loud sound. But I'm glad we started again because I think that when I'm listening it right in my ears, and I would not like an involuntary burp sound. So I feel like I have listened. You know, some people don't like people eating on a podcast.
Who's eating on podcasts?
Well, we did mention, actually, we talked about it on Patreon, but the Marty Sheargold show, sometimes they're in the podcast area, they'll be eating some toast or whatever.
Yep.
Which I don't mind.
It's fair enough for a brekkie radio show.
For some people, that is, they have a form of misophonia.
What's misophonia?
I think it is a
negative sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
As in, to any
Miso, negative,
yeah, like
phono, sound.
Is that what miso? Yeah.
Miso. Well, in Japan, it's a soup.
Yeah. And here it's my bloody girlfriend.
Yeah, my bloody miso.
Now,
true. Lots of memes.
And another podcast. You made a comment that I was too far forward. Again, you've sat my seat in front of you.
Yeah, you need to move back a bit for the camera.
You did it.
Yeah, sorry, I know. I just sorry.
Maybe you move back every time.
It's a bit chaotic today, guys. Welcome to the season finale, not year finale, season finale of Harry Potter and the Boys, season 3.
Whoa!
We really never thought we'd get there.
I didn't. Season 3, year 4.
Season 3. Is it year? I think it's nearly year 5 of this show.
Wow. Incredible. Really.
Absolutely unbelievable. We are about to finish book 3.
Thank you for sticking with us through thick and thin.
Mainly thin.
Yeah. Well, when they say that, when they say through thick and thin, which one's the bad one? Which one's the good one?
That's actually a really good point.
They could both be good.
Because I was just thinking in relation to a book, thin would be like low in substance, like lacking substance and anything. And thick would be like real meaty, like great kind of content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but through thick and thin... Yeah, I mean, it could be a sausage. Here's delicious.
Here's the other thing, similar to that, how people say life is like a roller coaster, right? Life's a roller coaster, there's ups and downs. But the thing is, the metaphor doesn't actually work because on a roller coaster, the downs are the good parts. The ups are the bad parts.
Wow.
Right? Whereas in the metaphor, the ups are obviously supposed to be the good parts. I've never thought about that. And the downs are obviously supposed to be the bad parts. But it's actually a bad metaphor because on a roller coaster, it's just not that. So basically you're saying life is like a roller coaster. The downs are ups and the ups are downs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see
You'll up me?
your weird metaphor and I'll down you. No, that doesn't sound right, does it? I'll go down. No, I won't. What about this?
Yes, I'm listening.
The metaphors of, you've heard of, it's an uphill battle.
Yes.
So it's an uphill battle, right?
Yes.
But then people say, it's all downhill from here.
True.
Why? They both mean bad.
So like it's all downhill means things are going down, but uphill battle, does that mean though more it's like a really hard battle? Because like running up a hill is hard.
Yeah, but then why is it? Yeah, but then some people.
True, because if you're like, it's all downhill from here. If you're running,
that's great.
you'd be like, oh, great.
Well, because that's the thing. People say, they're a downhill skier.
Yeah.
And that means, you just go when it's easy. But also, if it's all downhill, it all means bad.
Yeah. See,
I mean...
the English language just does not make sense. I wonder if there's any more of those.
Yeah. Anyway.
Little, yeah.
Yeah, enough about that, guys. The podcast, it's going to go all downhill from here, so it's all good. Everything's going to be great.
It's all here. There's been ups and downs like a roller coaster. The downs have been up,
and the downs have been good, and the bads have been good.
The uphill's been downhill.
There's been good, the bad, the ugly.
The downhill's been flat, and the flat parts have actually been
really
uphill,
good, aren't
which
they?
is bad, but it's also good. Yeah, so keep that in mind when you're listening.
Yeah, of course. And any feedback that comes in, we will take. When people go, "Oh, this is such a shit podcast," we go, "Well, shit meaning good."
Yeah, shit meaning
the
down.
podcast really went downhill. Podcast really went downhill since Ryan Shelton guessed in it. Well, so it's been great.
It's been a really easy listen. Really easy and relaxing listen. Hey, awesome to be at the end of book 3 though. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And it's on the coldest day in Melbourne, I think.
Oh, mate. It's so cold in Melbourne. I hate it. Remember we used to always complain about how hot it would get in here?
Oh my God.
Now I've got the bloody heater on. I'm still cold.
I'm wearing an insulated I had to change before I left.
I'm wearing fleece as well.
Oh, we're both wearing fleece.
We're wearing similar tops, like not in colour, but in fabric.
Bit of a quarter. Oh no, yours is a quarter zip. Mine's a quarter button.
Oh, there you go. Wow. We look like two dads taking their kids to soccer practice.
God, do we? Yeah,
yeah, we do a little bit.
Mine's mine's Patagucci.
Mine's Cotton On. No, is it? No, Uniqlo. Got this from Uniqlo. So
interesting.
What are your highlights been of book 3?
Wow. I was like, wow.
And by highlights, I actually mean lowlights.
But when a light is low, I'm like, wow, great mood lighting.
Wow,
low lights,
sexy. But
geez. Well, let's.
There's so many to choose from.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Going all the way back to start with like Paul the murderer and the orphanage and
Deathbird and Reapers.
And then didn't
they fell out of the sky?
Yeah, but didn't the person who ran Deathbird and Reapers die or something?
They blew her up like Aunt Marge and rode her, but then she popped and they fell to the ground.
Yes, yeah. Is that when we had a Piano Jones?
So many great characters in this one. Hey,
it really, the start of the book really built a few different worlds, and then we just kind of went and now we're at Hogwarts.
Yeah, because I don't really remember anything that happened at Hogwarts for this book, but yeah.
Well, they were just kind of at Hogwarts, and then it's like they're hiding in a forest, and then now they're not. Now they're doing.
It was a lot of now they're in the forest.
And now they're in a cave.
Now, yeah.
Osama bin Laden being in the cave.
Bin Laden was great. I gotta say,
that's not don't isolate that audio.
I gotta say, when it comes to off book OB stuff, because there's obviously book stuff, but then there's chit chat.
Oh, of course.
So the CC. I really loved that Il Globo got a big run this season. Il Globo, obviously, that's me reconnecting to my cultural ancestry and roots. So I really loved that you gave that a lot of space and really worked with it. And that's what I really appreciate about you as a co-host is like, as a fair dinkum Aussie, you don't, Il Globo's so far away from you. But to me, it was really important that we brought that into the public sphere.
Yeah. And we promise to be even more diverse in the years to come.
Yeah. How?
We will be bringing in other newspapers. I'm thinking Croatian.
Send in your favorite not from where you're from newspaper. The
Il Globo.
Actually, my parents are going to Italy soon.
Really?
So maybe they'll bring back an Il Globo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but they won't because
it's an Australian publication.
But maybe they could bring back an Italian publication.
Yeah.
For your nonna
that'd be great.
Read.
But by the time they're back, it'll be out of date.
Oh. I thought you were going to say by the time they're back.
No,
your nonna won't be with us anymore, and that really, I thought that really took a turn.
Yeah, are we recording? Yeah, we are. Sorry, sometimes I just forget.
If we weren't recording, I mean, I just would pick it up from here.
What are you?
If you're just joining us, we didn't record the first 20 minutes.
What are you predicting for book 4? Do you have any predictions?
There was something in the last chapter that I was like, oh, that's just a plan for book 4.
Oh, the hill they were sitting on.
Yeah, there's a hill.
Was rumbling or
that's
whatever.
All.
I guess last chapter did feel like the last chapter. Like they were on the Hogwarts Express, Harry farewelled them.
I was going to make the comment that and maybe this happened in the last book as well. It's kind of like you just didn't know when to end the book. It's like there's a point where you end the book and then you've just made a few more chapters. But maybe that does kind of happen in like Philosopher's Stone. They have the big battle with Quirrell and stuff, and then they go, oh, now we're in the hospital wing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna blow your mind. All that happens in one chapter.
Oh, it does.
The fight with Quirrell, Harry in the hospital wing, the final like results of the House Cup, and Harry getting picked up by the Dursleys happens in one chapter.
Okay.
Whereas I've done like
so you have fucked
10
it.
chapters. Yeah, I fucked it.
You fucked it.
I feel like, not to use the roller coaster analogy, but there was a big uphill section, which was the resolution of them in the cave, Mr. Charger, Monsieur Charger, all of that. And now we're kind of like in the plateau where like, on a roller coaster when it's all over.
It's over. It's over. You're like,
there's still like 30 seconons of flat getting back to the station. Yeah, and you're just like, it's over. That was fun. Yeah. But
did you?
do you want to line up again? No, God, no. Yeah, that's what it's like for this. But great book.
And I love it. Like a year ago, you would have had no idea what was going on a roller coaster because but then you faced your fears of going on a roller coaster. So now
did you read my Instagram post?
Some of it
on my blog or something. Some of it wasn't that long, was it?
Well, if you I read. I guess your Instagram post.
Yeah,
I read some of your content on the roller coaster.
I love roller coasters now.
Yeah. See. Yeah. I mean, imagine you wouldn't have been able to make this metaphor.
That's actually true.
A year ago,
because I faced my fears. Yeah, I went on the steepest roller coaster in the world. In Japan, but also I do a blog now, radiomike.substack.com, where I write about being a millennial, having anxiety, and pop culture. 3 of my favorite things. My 3 favorite things in the world.
Being a millennial.
Yep. Greatest generation.
No, you said being a millennial.
Yep. Having anxiety. Yep. And pop culture.
No, I think you said the 4th thing.
No, I just said 3 things. Having anxiety and pop culture. So my latest one I wrote was about how social anxiety stops me making friends. And, to be honest, maybe because like we've known each other a while, but for a while, like, I remember once I asked you, we were both working at the same radio station.
Yeah.
I asked you to get pasta for dinner with me.
Yes.
And you rejected me. And I was like, wow, now I'm never going to ask this guy to hang out again.
And guess what? You did. And we did get pasta
together. And now
together.
we're here. And we did end up getting pasta together.
I feel like that was because I was going to have dinner at home with Mel or something.
Excuses.
We didn't even live together at that point. So I'm like, I can't.
It's important. Yeah. Nah, fair enough. Well, should we do the double F? Like, do we want to rip the Band-Aid off and finish the book?
I think so. Yeah? I feel like we have been chit-chatting for a little bit.
Well, I was going to say, we met today at 10 a.m. That was the meeting time that we set. We didn't start recording till 10:50, and now it's 11:05.
Yeah, this is the danger. Sometimes we do...
Yap on.
We have the pre-chit chat.
Yeah, we've said it before. There is, because if you subscribe to the Patreon, and we got a couple new ones this week, thank you to and
okay,
we will put their name.
We're going to insert a burp there, actually, but, not the names.
And we have like so Patrons get an extra 10 minutes at the top. Fun chit chat.
Patreon.com/Radio Mike.
Yeah, patreon.com. No, it's patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys.
I
have 2 Patrons. Patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys.
This is why I don't do the taglines.
There is probably 30 minutes of like salacious chat before and gossip that we do.
Yeah.
Which is not available by any pay. Maybe
but I think we've said that if there's,
$10,000
if we ever had a super Patreon, there was, maybe $10,000 per... time and Rupert Grint is kind of the one we're chasing for that.
Yeah.
The irony is he would not understand any of our gossip. He'd be like, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, but he might still like it. Maybe he just likes foreign gossip.
Yeah.
Maybe he reads the Il Globo.
That's true.
After all, what is a newspaper other than just gossip?
That would be good to get friendship gossip of just like a group we don't know about.
Yeah,
Lots of characters, but we don't.
That's what a podcast often is. But anyway, Sam.
So true.
The final chapter of Harry Potter and the Dementors from Azkaban, chapter 50 today.
Jeez. No, I'm not sure if many books make it to chapter 50.
No, I don't know if Harry Potter even gets to chapter 50.
No, if I had seen a 50, oh my God.
I've once read a book that had like 100 chapters.
Are they short chapters, you reckon? Or
no, long like book? Full length, just long book. Huh. But We pick up with chapter 50. Sam, guys, thank you for being with us for this ride. This is the final chapter of the book, and Sam Garleb is going to start by reading the title of said chapter, which is, for the last time this season, not year, Sam Garleb.
Chapter 50, The Master.
Ooh.
I like it. I like aesthetically, I like this chapter title. Just chapter 50, that's a very it's an even number.
Yeah.
It's a big number. And then The Master, it just fits well. It's not overly complicated. But it actually has some mystery to it as well.
But this also has huge post-credits Marvel scene kind of vibes already.
Yeah.
Like, hesitant to even call it a chapter.
So you're thinking like it's just going to be like the Hulk and Thor like watching telly.
Yeah. And then like some character that hasn't been introduced yet turns up. And
yeah, because they're watching Hulk and Thor are watching telly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then someone goes, "Hey, can you get us a beer from the fridge?" And then the fridge door closes, and then
it's
Catwoman.
Wolverine.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Catwoman would be huge.
Yeah.
Wow, how'd they get her?
Yeah.
She's not even from this universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that you get in the
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like, Hulk and Thor watching TV and Catwoman comes in and goes, "Who didn't flush the toilet after taking a shit?" And Hulk and Thor look at each other and go, "Ooh."
And then it goes back, and it comes back out and goes, "It's giant and green." Oh, the size of a Labrador.
And then Thor holds up a fluoro milkshake with green food dye.
Yeah.
Like, whoops.
Yeah. Okay, Marvel, if you're out there, call us.
And then there's 50 YouTube videos being like, post-credit scene explained.
Oh
what
my
does this
God.
mean? And the thumbnail is like, question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, I think Marvel should employ us purely
post-credit
only the post-credits writers. We are post-credit exclusive.
What would it... Okay, let's say Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Because, okay, we're getting the new TV show, right? So
which there's a bonus episode of.
bonus app on this.
And I haven't listened to it.
You dog.
I think it went up today, didn't it? Oh, yesterday.
No, yesterday. Okay. So, final episode of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, so season 1.
Okay.
Let's say they do a post-credits that teases ahead to book 2. You know what I would do? Okay. So, it all finishes, credits roll, post-credits. Lucius Malfoy, who has not yet been introduced in this series, but you know it's him because of the hair. Yeah. He's walking, you see him from behind. He's looking around in a room.
And you hear the clop, clop, clop or not?
Yeah, you hear the clop, clop, clop. He's looking around in a room, maybe in his house. He takes a book out of a bookshelf. You look at it, and it said, "This book is property of Tom Marvolo Riddle."
Oh.
And it's a tease to the diary. That's what I would do. What would you do?
Okay.
And then Lucius goes, "Who took a shit in the toilet and didn't flush it? Draco."
And then Dobby's there like, I think, that's pretty good. One other one would be like, he's getting the train. I'm not going home. Not really.
Classic.
And then, but then how do you get back to, I'm trying to think of like, then you get back to Hogwarts.
Well, the credits roll.
The credits roll.
Yeah.
And then, and it's like just showing Hogwarts, back to Hogwarts. While the train goes away and then you pan back to Hogwarts. Maybe there's someone in there. And then it just does that thing where you then look, it's like in the Great Hall, but then it pans to like below. And and it's like, big snake.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, or even you just hear the parcel tongue and see something slither across. Oh. Or
and then Dumbledore comes into Filch and he's like, who took a shit? And then Filch and Mrs. Norris look at each other like, oh.
Okay, or another final one. Okay, so show ends, credits roll.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're in the forest. You see Hagrid walking with a massive piece of meat, like a goat.
That's shit.
And then you just hear Hagrid go, "Aragog?" And you see Aragog just emerge out of the trees. And he goes, "Hello, Hagrid." And then Harry Potter will return in season 2. Yeah. Wow. Marvel, get us on the books. Yeah. post-credit scenes.
Jeez, that was pretty good.
Those 3 are all really good. We should do...
We've never thought of this before, but we're actually quite good at these.
Next episode, let's do it for Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay, cool.
Okay, here we go. Chapter 50, The Master.
You thought it was over, didn't you? Yes. Well, the story of the boys and Harry and Neville and all the other characters at Hogwarts comes to quite an apt conclusion. There is still one thing left to be done. We need to set something up for the next book.
Oh, so it is a post-credit
So
scene.
it actually is done.
And this is potentially pre-MCU.
It is funny if it's just like, if we don't have the boys in, anyway, whatever. Yeah.
You know, the Simpsons movie probably had like, not technically a post-credit scene, but like during the credits of the movie, characters kind of duck in and out.
Okay, yeah.
And then at the very end, you see Marge and Maggie, and they're walking out of like the cinema, and Marge goes, "Oh, Maggie looks like she wants to say something," and then Maggie takes her pacifier out and goes, "Sequel," and then they walk out.
Nice.
Yet to be a sequel though.
There was no sequel.
Also, Shrek 2, I think, had a post-credit scene in which you see Donkey and Dragon's babies.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a bit of fun.
And then was this post-credits or was this special features? Don't they? Or is this in the movie? They just do a full audition of
With Simon Cowell. That's on the DVD of Shrek 2. Shrek Far, Far Away Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's not a post-credit scene.
Is that just a bonus or is it actually in it?
Yeah, it's not in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just in the DVD. Remember
Yeah,
when
Far, Far Away Idol.
DVDs had
Special
Yeah.
features.
Like you'd go to a DVD, you go to Video Easy here in Australia, you'd rent a DVD. You're not just getting a movie.
Yeah.
You're getting hours of special features. Some of the kids' ones even had games.
I think that's what we forget of, like, why did people get it? Well, you actually could. It is something you couldn't get by seeing it in the movies.
Yeah. And directors' commentaries, they were the original movie
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we did in this scene was,
Yeah.
So if you've seen American Idol's a famous television
So
show.
Simon Cowell was busy with. He was working with Piano Jones at the time.
Yeah.
So, and obviously he got really big. Okay, let's keep reading.
Now, the fairy godmother actually didn't want to come back for this.
So we had to pay her a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, anyway.
You know what we should do? Commentaries of this podcast. So we finish the podcast and we both listen with headphones in and we just do a commentary.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny for
actually
Patreon.
because like
Director's
we already
commentary.
do this.
Yeah. And then like, so when we were doing this.
So when we
were sort of-
interrupted the story with that anecdote, what we were actually talking about was, yeah. All right, we've only one paragraph. We need to set something up for the next book. Now, the funny thing about JK is she doesn't ever do like a epilogue kind of chapter. But I guess this chapter is kind of a cross between a final chapter and a tease sort of chapter for the next book. Because to be honest, the next book sort of gets real. You know, similar to Golbet of Fire. The Golbet of Fire.
Oh, wow. The forgotten Harry Potter book.
Yeah. There isn't just it's fun and games over here at Hogwarts. We're all just having a good time.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the first 3 books, there was a lot of not having a good time.
Yeah. But I also like the fun and games of
Yeah.
discovering the magical world.
I guess it's getting serious in book 4.
No. Book 4 in this series will come with death, despair, drama, death, tragedy, and despair.
Wow.
So prepare. Prepare for the despair. Prepare for despair, it says. So you're having a little bit of fun in this chapter, aren't you, writing this? Okay.
A bit of fun.
After escaping the Forbidden Forest toward the end of this book's events, Winston Charger and Clownish Kim Jiri return to the small town of Little Hangleton.
Oh. You don't know where that is, do you?
It's just above Big Hangleton.
It's just underneath it.
Yeah, below
No,
it. Yeah.
it's where the Riddle house was.
Okay, yeah.
From memory. Where the cemetery and stuff.
Yes. Curiously, making their way to a large house in the village that had been standing empty for many, many years. Holding a small, discarded sock that was drenched, stained, and soaked by the seminal fluids of Harry Potter, Winston Charger opened the door to the house and walked in. So, why did he hold on to the sock? I guess it is.
Because remember, he needs Harry's DNA for something.
Yes, we didn't know what.
Yeah.
Okay. It was cold. Your footsteps would echo as you stepped through the house. Oh, so we're really going into like
we're there.
Yeah.
It's an interesting.
If you were there,
change of
your
perspective.
footsteps would echo. The Muggles in Little Hangleton believed the house was haunted after the old caretaker Frank Bryce was found dead over 50 years ago.
Okay, so this is. Oh, what were you going to say?
Well, we saw that happen.
Yeah.
Voldemort.
This is a actual callback to what happened in Goblet of Fire.
So Voldemort ordered Nagini to kill.
I think Voldemort killed him with Avada
did he?
Kedavra.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure.
And then
Nagini saw him. Yeah.
Was like Nagini feast. I just made that up.
No, that's in book 7 when they kill the Muggle studies teacher from Hogwarts.
Oh.
Yeah. I think he.
I don't remember that.
Because remember, Voldemort in the movie is like, Nagini has just told me that the old Muggle caretaker is standing right outside the door. Open it, Wormtail.
Yeah.
Let's give him a proper welcome. And then they kill him.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
But we don't really know what happened after that.
But even before Frank Bryce had been killed, the house was said to be haunted. Well, yeah, because that's where, Voldemort's mum,
Dad.
Dad.
The Riddles lived there, yeah, the Muggles. They lived in that house, I think.
Yes, but then who was the caretaker's house?
Was connected to the house. It was like on the property.
Yeah, the Gaunts. Weren't the Gaunts?
No, that's a different, the Gaunts. Fuck, I don't know.
No.
I genuinely don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think the Gaunts lived there because they were the wizarding side. The Riddles lived there, who were the Muggles.
Yeah, but I thought they were in like the We Look Bad doing a Harry Potter podcast. No, I thought they were like, I thought they were in like a, in a little like shitty shack nearby, and then they hooked up.
They were. Yeah, they were in the same area. Yeah, because she used to see him.
Yeah. Oh, so we do know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I guess so. Correct us, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So he was cold. Your footsteps would echo. The house of haunted. Oh yeah. Wait, I read that already. When Frank Bryce had been reported missing all those years ago, he was eventually found in the house on his back, dead. First funny thing, he was reported missing. Eventually found in the house. No one thought to check the house.
Yeah.
He's missing. Where could he be?
Does imply a long search.
We've searched everywhere. Did you look in
the house that he's the caretaker of? No, we didn't actually. That's not a bad idea.
Keys are in the pocket the whole time. There was no sign of any struggle, no wounds, no gas leaks in the house, or anything that could have ended Frank's life. He was simply dead. His autopsy also showed no reports of anything strange occurring. Not how you spell autopsy.
Autopsy is O-R-T-O-P.
S-Y, yeah.
It is, but it's not that far. Because autopsy is A-U.
Yeah.
And then topsy. I've never thought.
Yeah, topsy's a funny...
Bit topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
I'm having my autopsy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I never thought about how if you Avada Kedavra someone, they've got no... Like, they're just dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, here we go. So no reports of anything strange occurring, except for one thing. What appeared to be the shedded skin of a snake lay in the room that Frank Bryce's body was found in.
Okay, so Nagini shedded her skin after.
Plus a single chair that had been placed in the middle of the room and a small blanket.
And I guess that's where Voldemort was sitting.
Sure.
In that baby form. Yeah.
I don't think that's weird. They're like something strange. There's a chair in the room.
Someone was sitting down.
Yes. As Winston Charger walked up the same stairs that Frank Bryce walked up to the same room Frank Bryce walked toward that fateful night, he knocked on the door. Master, Winston said softly. Master, we have returned. Ooh. The door opened, but nobody was standing on the other side. It appeared to have opened on its own accord.
Ooh.
I feel like there's a lot of magic in this book. That's not that weird. Winston laid the sock on the chair, the very chair that 50 years ago the decaying, destroyed body of Lord Voldemort sat, with Peter Pettigrew and Barty Crouch Jr. ready to bring him back to life.
I really like this scene that's being set, hey.
As soon as the sock touched the chair, a loud rumbling sounded, Immense winds blew outside with one open window slapping against the wall. I feel like it meant
The pain.
the pain,
Oh,
not the actual wind.
Yeah,
The cover, yeah. It was almost hurricane level winds,
Oh, it's quite windy.
but they didn't care. Tonight, they were successful. The sock, Dobby's sock, the cum, Harry's cum. It was all coming together now. And suddenly, with almost no warning, except for a small warning. And I guess there was lots of warning because, there's lots of wind. You're expecting something's happening.
That is a bit of a warning.
A figure burst through the open window darkly. Through the open window darkly? I don't know. How do you burst through darkly?
I don't know.
Okay. It's your book,
just
mate.
what's written.
Yep. The figure was completely covered by a large black trench coat with a large gaping hood that covered the figure's entire face. I find it funny to be like you've listed it as a trench coat, so that's quite specific. It's probably got a bit of a collar, but then it's got that thing, the belt thing to tie it around or buttons, whatever. But then it's also got a hood. I don't think there are any hooded trench coats. I'm just going to say that.
In this world, there is.
Magic.
In the magic world, there is.
Peering into the hood felt only like staring directly into darkness itself.
Wow.
I feel like we should get that kid from the Azkaban movie that does the grim.
It's like trying to catch smoke. It's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who are you? I'm sorry, you were not here last year. Who are you? We don't know you.
What's his name again? Bam.
Bam.
Bam. I'm Bam. Ben? Bam.
Bam.
Ben.
And do you go to Hogwarts? Yeah.
Yeah.
What year? Your year. But you weren't in the first two movies.
I was
I had different timetable. I got moved because I was being bullied. They put me in a different class.
About my name.
About my name.
Actually, in all the other
because I would always say like serious stuff.
Yeah,
no one could ever
one
have.
could.
Everyone bullied me because I'd always be saying serious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a few of those scenes, I was actually at reception getting them to change my because they listed me as Ben, but it is Bam.
It is Bam.
So I had to change all my forms. And
BEM for Mary.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a normal name. There's lots of it. We're at a BEM license plates.
Bought.
Come along, BEM.
You talking to me? No, my son is also named Bam. Okay.
Okay, we've really undercut the seriousness of this
This chapter.
There's an email from Mike. Okay, let's continue.
I'll quickly just check who it was. Who was
Please
it?
do.
Is it important? No.
Okay.
Continue.
Could you tell us what it is if it's not important? You'd rather not.
It's just too hard to explain.
Okay. Free grilled.
I wish it was free food.
Winston bit his lip. The master had always scared him, intimidated him, but he knew that by being a faithful servant all these years, he would be rewarded. The master put out their hand toward Winston, beckoning him. Winston shook it. The master shook their head. The sock, Winston.
So he was saying, give me the sock.
So he's put his hand out.
And Winston goes, oh yeah, hey, how are you?
Yes.
The sock.
The sock, Winston.
And we don't know what the master sounds like.
Yeah, so I just kind of...
You've just put something on, yeah.
The sock.
The sock, Winston.
The sock, Winston.
I like that. It's sexy.
The voice was barely audible. Nothing more than a whisper. The sock, Winston. But somehow it was loud and permeated Winston's eardrums into his brain. It almost felt telepathic.
Okay. There's some serious magic at play.
So it was a loud whisper inside Winston's brain. So however you want to picture that.
Hello. Yeah. Whisper as loud as you can.
The sock, Winston. Actually, that's one of those fake whispers, isn't it?
Yeah, like actual. Hello, how are you?
The sock, Winston.
That's hard. The sock, Winston.
The sock, Winston.
Okay.
Mr. Charger picked the sock up off the chair, while Kim Jiri looked in awe at the transaction. Winston placed the sock in the master's outstretched hand, a quinting moment of quintility.
Quintility.
And, I mean, we need not explain what that means.
We haven't had a quint for a while.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
The master placed the sock right up to the hood they were wearing.
Love the gender neutral pronouns as well. It's very ambiguous.
That's true. Yeah.
It could be McGonagall. Not trying to plant a seed.
God.
I mean, it could be anyone.
It could be Grubbly Plank.
It could be Penelope Clearwater.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't that be something? Almost as right with the hood they were wearing, almost as if they was staring directly into the sock sole. So almost as if they was staring directly into the sock sole. They was. Anyway, socks don't have soles. It says it does say that there.
Yeah. It says directly into the sock sole. Socks don't have soles.
Perfect, the master said. Thank you, master. What's Winston's voice again?
Stewie Griffin vibes. Thank you, master.
Brian. Thank you, master. It took a lot to get to this point, Winston said. He'd be a bit more. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, I helped.
Kim Jiri said.
Someone said, sent me a message saying my clownish Kim Jiri voice sounds like the Joker from the Batman animated series, which is what we were channeling.
Oh, it was good.
So,
I think it's really good.
Thank you.
I think it's one of the best voices on the podcast.
Dimmy first.
Okay, no.
I'd love Dimmy to show up in this chapter.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I've accidentally come here.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to leave.
My dad has a house bigger than this. You've both done well. Again, the voice seemed to transcend sound waves and beam straight into the mind of Winston and Kim. They weren't even sure if the master was actually talking. I have been to see him, the master said.
Oh.
He looks just like them.
Oh. Who's he been to see?
I don't know.
Because are we assuming this is Voldemort?
I don't know.
Like, we don't know. Yeah. I've been to see him. He looks just like them.
He looks just like them. Maybe it's...
Woody from Toy Story?
The Squid and John Mooney.
Yeah. They haven't popped up for a bit.
Lockhart. I don't know. Just as I expected. It will wear off, of course, in time, Winston said.
Okay.
Oh, maybe there's a bit of polyjuice going on. Something will wear off. Okay.
Maybe.
He is nearly ready. The coif ceremony will happen soon. And then everything will change, the master said. The coif ceremony. We've heard coif ceremony from the start of the book.
Yeah,
I realize we actually haven't.
It's no resolution for coif.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. I don't know what this means, but I've got to read it. I guess that's how you feel.
That could be me every line of every book.
The motto of the podcast. And Cosmos?
Asked Kim Jiri. So Cosmos with a capital C. So I think it's character.
I think we've heard Cosmos before. I feel like in this book...
Cosmos Kramers.
No, I actually feel like there was a moment in this book where they were like Dimmy and Derek were in Professor Flitwick Jr.'s office and he had a map and there was like an arrow and it said Cosmos on it. I could be wrong.
You may be wrong. You may be right. You may be right. You may be crazy.
What song's that?
You may be right. I may be crazy, but it might just be a lunatic you're looking for.
What song's that?
Turn out the light.
What song's that?
It's just a song.
Yeah, what? I know it's a song.
I think it's called like I don't know.
Because I asked you 3 or 4 times what song is that, and you kind of just continued singing. You didn't actually name it.
I may be right.
Let's
I think
find
it's
out.
called You May Be Right.
All right, well, I'm going to Shazam
And now
it.
I've read Michael Scott does quote it in The Office.
You know what me and Claire always fucking lose our shit at from The Office? Is the bit where it's like, Ryan started the fire, you know? And then Steve Carell starts joining in. Ryan started and they're just dancing outside. Yeah. What are you doing?
Look at the song.
Use Google song search.
No.
You can hum a song and it'll tell you the name.
Well, I was right.
Well, what's it called?
You may be right.
Prove it. Do you use Google song search? Identify song.
You
may be right, Billy Joel.
Oh, what?
It got it. Yeah, it's better than Shazam. Like, I'll do one. I'll do a Harry Potter one, okay?
Okay, so this is,
I'll do just the main Harry Potter. Okay. Boo, 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 boo. Harry Potter Hedwig's theme.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I want to see someone who can't hold a tune try to do that. That'd be
Thank
quite-
you. That's so nice.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I complimented myself a bit there.
You know
as well.
what? Let's do one more.
Okay.
So finally accepted the fact that things are going to be different in the future, babe.
And you agree to the fact that you don't want to get into something, you're just going to have to end later?
It's still searching. Someday.
There we go.
Thirsty Merc.
Finally, we got the song right.
We got it.
Because we keep calling it 20 good reasons or whatever.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay. That is, if you want a bit of fun, use the
Google
songs. That
Yeah.
is quite cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Everything will change.
Cosmo?
And Cosmos?
Ask Kim Jiri. At the top of the mountain, only if we need him, the master said. Soon, thanks to the dark farts, Voldemort will be back to full power.
So this isn't Voldemort.
Not Voldemort. What the fuck?
Unless Voldemort speaks in the first person.
That's true.
Like the old headmaster of our high school. Do you remember
Yes.
I'm just going to say his name. He used to be like Mr. Russell. His name was Mr. Russell.
yeah.
And he would refer to himself as Mr. Russell.
If you see Mr. Russell,
yeah, say hello.
to Mr. Russell. Say hello, Mr. Russell.
And he would
Mr. Russell will like that.
He would
Very much.
And he would refer to his wife as Mrs. Russell.
Oh my
So it'd be
God, yeah.
On the weekend, I went to the theatre with Mrs. Russell.
With Mrs. Russell.
And I saw Wicked. Now, Mr. Russell likes musical theatre. He used to do that.
Yeah.
Mrs. Russell.
Yeah, he would. He'd talk a lot about Mr. Russell, and then he'd talk about his dog as well or something.
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell. It was Henry the Hound.
Oh, was it?
My hound. He never said dog. He said, I took my hound, Henry,
I mean,
for a walk.
how much like you shouldn't want to sound more like Mr. Burns. Release the hounds. Mr. Russell said, release the hounds.
And not a fun fact, but then there was a part of the school, like he named it Henry's Walk. He named it after his own dog.
Did he actually?
He put a plaque up.
Did he actually?
Yeah. So how much? Now I think about it. What the fuck? How much money did it cost to make a fucking plaque? And he called it Henry's Walk, and it was around the side of the old basketball court.
That actually reminds me
That's fucked.
This is a great story. My friend from same school, Fraser, he has this great story of like,
I know Fraser.
yeah, there's a laneway near in Kew where he grew up. There's a laneway that like a little
Great.
alley laneway. Now,
Don't tell me he ran into that principal there, because that would be...
no, that's weird. So the laneway is unnamed. It's an unnamed lane. So his name is Fraser Moy. Have I told you this?
Yeah, I think you
I'll
might
tell the
have.
lizard. His name is Fraser Moy. And then one day he went on Google Maps, and I think he like reviews stuff on Google Maps. So he's able to like edit Google Maps.
Yep.
So he just like went to the laneway and called it Moy Lane
Yep.
on Google. And so now on Google it says Moy Lane. And then he contacted the council and said, hey,
Amazing.
just so you know, the street sign for Moy Lane is missing in Kew. So you might want to get a new street sign because otherwise people won't know it's Moy Lane. Then the council made a sign for Moy Lane. It's
amazing.
So he named the street after himself.
I love that shit.
That's great.
I love that shit.
Mr. Russell loves it too.
Yeah,
we
fuck.
should do a full podcast of just Mr. Russell.
No. No. I mean, I know it's yes and, but you
no,
know,
no.
we should continue this
No,
podcast.
no. Mrs. Russell wouldn't like that. Mrs. Russell wouldn't like that.
Yeah. What a weirdo. What
So
a
maybe
weirdo.
Voldemort. The whole point of that was maybe Voldemort speaks in the first
Voldemort will
person.
be back to full power. Harry Potter will die. That disgusting Weasley has already been taken care of.
Oh.
And I thank you again for that, Winston.
You really don't miss Ron, do you?
Sorry, Ron.
He died in the first
Yeah.
book. That's it.
I know. And it's funny that we're still mentioning it.
Yeah.
Have these guys not caught up since then?
I don't know, but I guess like maybe them killing Ron was on the Masters because this is the first. We all assumed that Mr. Charger and Clownish Kim Jiri were like reporting to Voldemort, but now it appears as there's another person in between Voldemort and them.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, the hierarchy just keeps getting
Higher.
higher and higher, baby.
What's that song called? Let's find out.
I'm sure it's called higher.
Yeah, but I think we should find out. Okay, ready?
Higher and higher, baby.
All right. Terrible thing to lose. Living Thing.
Oh, it
Electric
wasn't
Light
higher.
Orchestra.
Okay.
It's a live. That's such dad core music.
Oh, it's good.
My dad loves ELO.
You know what? I found I didn't listen. I haven't looked at our Spotify
Playlist?
playlist.
Yeah.
But what I did find was one called "Divorced Aussie Dads."
Oh,
And
and,
it was
it's like a
amazing.
lot of this kind of thing.
Oh no, it was like Nickelback, Creed,
Yes.
Three Doors Down.
Oh, Kryptonite.
Oh my god! So
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman?
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding? I miss that song.
never made it as a wise man. I
Never
couldn't cut
made
it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick and sound without a sense of feeling, and this is how you remind me.
I love Photograph by Nickelback. But
I was just thinking, Nickelback
they
are
got some
good.
good songs. Yeah. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I don't think-
Very Triple M.
They're good.
Yeah.
I actually think it's crazy that people are like, oh, they're
I think that's just a meme, though.
It is-
I think like
yeah.
one person was like, Nickelback sucks, that's a meme. And then
Yeah.
it just unfortunately became like a pop culture touchstone in at least Australian
they're
pop
so
culture.
good, though.
Anyway, let's read the book.
All right. I think you're welcome. You're welcome, Master. Winston said. You both know what to do next. The Master said, and as quickly as they appeared through the window, they were gone.
I don't know what to do next.
Said Clownish Kim Jiri. Quiet, you. Said Winston. See, that's where I needed that. Sometimes you need a real line to get back into the character.
yeah, we're back in.
Quiet, you. Said Winston.
Oh, last
my
page.
God.
We are on the last page. Yeah, do a
And that, my dear readers, is the true final chapter of Harry Potter and the Commenters from Azkaban. Thank you for sticking with me for this journey, a journey of love, gratitude, and finding oneself in this dog-eat-dog world. It was the end of the book, but was it really the end? Yes, it was, of this book. But not of the series. Goodbye.
Okay, and there is more text, so I'm going to reveal it now.
And it's in italics. Harry Potter and the Commentors from Azkaban was written by me, Michael Liverale. For more information on the author, fuck off. And that's it. That's the end of Harry Potter and the Boys, the Commentors from
For more information,
Azkaban.
fuck off.
For more information.
I mean, to be fair, at this point, I'm a 14-year-old boy or something, so you shouldn't be wanting more information.
and you shouldn't be
about
able to.
me.
You probably couldn't find any more information on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe contact my cousin or my
Contact
uncle.
my dad on this
Daniel
number.
Daniel Johnson Accuser.
Yes, I do have a famous cousin. Well,
I
jeez, that's it.
It does sound like a. I love the thanks to this journey, journey of love, gratitude, and finding oneself in this dog-eat-dog world. Is that what
Is that what the book was about? Yeah, I mean,
That-
all that Piano Jones stuff. Come on, man.
God.
Didn't you hear him? Piano Jones talking about how he cheated on his wife. You know, he became famous too quickly and spiraled out of control. That's the true message of Harry Potter and the Dementors from Azkaban.
And then he shoot it. And then I guess he had a family, and then did he become Did he show gratitude about his having a family?
Yeah, I
then,
think he
guess?
did. There's lots of great kind of characters like Piano Jones. The Piano Jones equivalent from book 2 was the dragon that killed Gorby Bolonsky. Remember him?
Yeah.
He had a great
Oh,
plot
yeah.
line. You know, you love that.
But unfortunately, we did say goodbye to Paul the Murderer, didn't we?
Yeah, Paul the Murderer is now Paul the Murdered.
Oh, gosh.
But maybe he'll come back as a ghost.
Yeah. And on that, finding oneself in this dog-eat-dog world, I mean, dog-eat-dog implies bad, but really, if a dog's eating a dog, that's really sustainable. So I'd say dog-eat-dog, it's kind of a good world.
Dog eat dog.
Finding oneself in this great world.
Dog eat dog means bad, but if you saw a dog eating a dog, boy, you couldn't take your eyes off
Oh,
it. could
yeah.
you? You'd be glued to it. You'd be looking in
Oh my
awe,
God,
you know?
yeah.
That's what dog
And
eat
like,
dog is.
thank God it's not eating me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if it was a dog eat
man.
a dog eat man world,
You don't want a dog eat man.
so really it could be worse. When you say dog eat dog world, you're like, well, it could be worse.
What does a dog eat dog world? But it just means like everyone's out to get you.
Everyone's out for themselves.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Well, it's time to end this Dog Eat Dog podcast for
Yes.
another season. Now, we might take like a week off from the pod, which I know would be horrifically disappointing to most
Yeah.
of you. But we'll just...
But we'll still continue as an afternoon drive show.
Yeah.
That's an off
and a daily podcast.
The daily pod. Yeah, was that on the Patreon?
I don't know. Thank you so much, Sam. This book was so fun.
It was
so
and
fun.
It does,
man.
and even though it's 50 chapters in, I can't believe it's coming to an end.
Yeah, true.
In a way.
Me too. And now I have to message Dave Ferrier and ask him to make the artwork for the next book.
So that is why. That's the real reason we're taking a break, because
It's
it
going
might
to take Dave
a couple of weeks.
because I haven't messaged Dave, and it will probably take him a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I have to pay him, which means I need money. So if people can jump on the patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys, so I can pay Dave Ferrier, who, quite frankly, has much better things to be doing with his time than me being like, now draw Dementors, but make them dripping like cum.
Yes,
which he had to do.
Because I feel like maybe when you first got the artwork from him, you were kind of like, he was probably working together-ish, or you just knew him.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure his career's gone to much greater heights.
Yes, I mean, I mean, we're still here, but he, like a roller coaster, he's up here.
He's gone up, which, I mean, it's bad because he should come back down.
He's got to come back down.
Down to the podcast.
But that being said, that's the best part of a roller coaster, the drop.
Ain't that the truth?
Guys, we will be back very, very soon. Stay on the feed for updates on when we'll be back.
Yeah.
If we're not back in 2 weeks, send a DM to David Ferrier Cartoons on Instagram and say, do the artwork. I want my pod back. But that is all from me.
And all from me. I'm not going to stick around.
Okay. Well, goodbye, Hamores.
And for more information on the podcast, fuck off.
Oh, great.
Goodbye, Hamoras.
Great.